Hello boys and girls, and welcome to the channel. This is Coach Ahmed of Shrim's Academy. If you have never boxed before in your life, or you just started and you're not sure about your stance and footwork and the basics of boxing, this is the video for you. There are other videos on the channel for a little bit more specific details about certain punches, head movement, things like that. But this video is about the first lesson of boxing, which is the boxer stance and footwork. This is all we're going to cover today, right? So buckle up, keep an open mind, and if there's something that you don't understand and would like to get more clarifications, just leave me a note in the comments and I'll do my best to answer your questions. All right? Okay. So obviously we have lefties and righties in the world, and the boxer stand changes based on your preference, right? Some people are ambidextrous, and for those ambidextrous, I say just choose the more comfortable position you're in with until you figure out if it's the right one for you or not. As you gain experience, you'll figure out if this is correct or not. But at the beginning, we always try to go with the best we can. So righties, you always start your boxer stance with your left foot forward and right foot back. Lefties, aka southpaws, stand the opposite. Your right foot forward and your left is back. People ask me a question here, and I am more powerful with my right hand. I want to stand and punch, throw a stronger jab in this position. And my question to them back is always, would you rather your weak hand to be your power shot, or would you rather your strong hand to be your power shot? Obviously, you want your stronger hand to be your first power shot, right? But that's later on. But for now, standing, make sure that your weaker side is forward and your stronger side is back. Cool? So the boxer stance. We open our, I'm gonna do it from the side as well, not to confuse you, but the first thing we want to do is we want to spread our feet a little bit wider than your shoulders, right? They're not going to be right under you next to each other in this position. They're going to be a little bit wider than your shoulders. And the way we want to stand, if you notice this black tape line, it's probably reflective in the camera because of the lights, but it's a black duct tape. I'm going to use it as a guide. You can do that as well. Put some duct tape on the floor of your basement or wherever you train and use it as a guide. And we're going to stand on it, but we're going to use the lead foot, which is your left foot if you're a righty. Lefties, reverse everything, right? You want to put your toes on the tape and your heel about 45-degree angle from it, right? So in an angular motion or in angular position, right? 45 degrees, but toes on the tape. The back foot, you want to do the opposite. You want to put the heel on the tape, right? And the toe is going to be pointing out in probably 45 to 60 degree angle. So you're standing in this position where you are, the point behind it is presenting a small target of your torso, right? If you're standing in this position square, you will present a big target. But if you stand in a side stance, you present a small target, right? So from the side, I'm going to use this line here, right? From the side, it looks like that. From this side, I'm in this position. Now, the couple of challenges here. When people stand like that, right, in the first boxer stance, they tend to bend over, right? So they push the butt back or out like that. And this is just wrong. Don't try to bend over from the waist, right? Just hunch from here up. Just stand tall. Don't worry about that bend now. Stand tall. The knees, however, should be loose. You should not lock your feet, and you should not stand like you're a tree. Loosen your knees and be in this position. And I'm going to be turning and facing my opponent this way, but not head on, right? Side stance, narrow target. All right, the hand position. The right hand, always on your face, always. Learn this habit early on. Touch your face with your right hand, and your elbow should not be flared like this, which is one of the common mistakes I see early on, right? The elbow should always point down, especially your right hand, because you're going to get a lot of hooks from this direction, and you're going to be vulnerable if your right hand sits here. Right hand, the inside of your fist, right? not the knuckles. We're not going to use the knuckles. The inside of your fist going to sit here, right under your eyeball, right by your eyeball socket, right here, right? And elbow, you want to tuck it as much as you want. Now, if you want to keep your left hand forward, that's fine. A little bit extended from you, it's okay. But also, you can keep your left hand on your face like so. And watch the elbows. This is one of a few different stances. However, learn this early on. It's so much better for you, right? Get rid of this Muay Thai, Mayweather, Philly style, or whatever stances. Just learn this early on. Master it, and then your own style and your own character will shine through, and you develop your own boxer stance. But for now, let's keep it simple. Both hands here on the face, not off the face, on the face, especially the right hand. Right, for lefties, I'm going to be in this position. So your left hand now is attached to your face, and your right hand could be a little bit leading, right? Now from the back, watch my back or shoulders, right? You see how I round my shoulders? Bring my shoulders up and tuck my chin. I want to be in this position. I don't want to bend over. No bending over right here. From the front, I'm flat here, shoulders are relaxed. I round them, tuck my chin. I don't want to be looking at my opponent straight. I don't want my head to be in a neutral position like that. This is just asking for trouble, right? I want to tuck my chin, and I'm going to be looking up at my opponent. Imagine yourself having, glasses and reading a book, head down, and somebody calls your name, and you just look up with your eyes. That's what we want to do. We don't want to have the head up like that position. All right, so here's the stance. The elbows are down to protect your sides from body shots as much as you can. Hands here, shoulders up, chin down. Footwork. Now, remember this theory. Always lead with the foot closest to the direction you're traveling to. Remember that, right? So if I'm going forward, I'm going to lead with the closer foot to forward. And in this stance, my left foot is closer to forward, so I lead with it, right? I'm just going to move like 3-4 inches. I'm not going to have big steps. And then drag the back foot the same distance, and I drag at the beginning, right? This way I can control how far my foot moves. From the side, 3-4 inches, 3-4 inches. Notice the drag. I'm going forward. My lead foot is closer to forward. Now, the other side. Also notice I land with the ball of the foot first. Don't develop this habit of walking heel first. Try to walk with the toes first, or the ball of the foot first, right? On this side. It's easy if you are practicing in front of a mirror. What you want to be looking for is you always want to land on the ball of the foot, and when you bring the second foot back, you don't want to close your feet. Don't do that. That's a terrible habit. Also, don't take giant steps. None of that. All right? Eventually, when you master this, you can change up the distance you take, but for now, just baby steps. Baby steps while maintaining up here your stance correctly. Your guard, where you're protecting yourself. And try to do 3-4 steps forward. Now going backwards is the opposite. My back foot is closer to the backward direction, so I lead with it, and I just drag my lead foot. And I minimize, there we go, we got it. Minimize my rocking motion in my upper body, right? I don't want to be doing this. From the side, looks like this. I don't want to be doing this, right? I'm going to just minimize as much as I can. Forward, lead with the forward foot. Backward, lead with the back foot. Now stepping left and right, same concept. My left foot in this position is closer to the left direction. I'm going left in a straight line. Now if I go to the right, my right foot is in the lead position. So here's the drill. 2 forward, 2 left, 2 back, 2 right. 1, 2. Left, left, back, back, right, right. Forward, forward, left, left, back, back, right, right. Fantastic way to develop your footwork. This is just basic footwork right now. We're not mixing some more advanced drills, right? So what not to do when you're stepping. What not to do. 1, don't lead with the back foot when you're going forward. Terrible idea. Again, right? The opposite. Don't lead with the lead foot when going back. None of that. These are terrible shenanigans that you gotta quit, right? Always lead foot going forward. 2, going left, but starting with the opposite foot. And you're gonna see professionals do this. That doesn't mean it's right, it's wrong. Right? And you'll see people spinning with it like that. It's a different story. Leave that alone. For now, just stick to start with the left when you're going to the left. Start with the right when you go to the right. Start with the forward when you go forward. Start with the back when you go back. And that's your first boxing lesson. Stance, boxer stance, boxing footwork. Modify, work with it, look at yourself in the mirror, and keep trying to improve that until you master it. Because everything else is built on this. If you have good stance and you have good footwork, your boxing becomes superior to everyone else, for the most part. All right? Thank you for watching. And again, if you have questions or you like certain videos being recorded for you, just leave them in the comments, and I'm going to put some links to other videos for basic punches, head movement, and such. Thank you for watching. Take care.